Welcome to Onboard Engineering. I thought this would be a good opportunity to show everybody what we have here at the facility and what goes on behind the scenes. And one thing people don't really get to see is just how big our facility is and how much we do in-house. Down here at our Tarrant Point head office, we have 2 workshops side by side. We can do everything here from full-scale engine rebuilds down to small repairs and maintenance. All the acid cleaning, parts cleaning, pressure testing and painting is all done here at our Tarrant Point facility. So come on through, I'll give you a bit of a tour. Right, this is the main office down here at our headquarters at Tarrant Point. We've got Matt here in spare parts. We've got Chris, our general manager, and this is the heartbeat. This is where it all happens. Here in our showroom, we have a large range of stock with genuine oils, coolants, filters, Maui Jim sunglasses, CleanerWorks cleaning products, ready to go. We'll take you through our spare parts area and into the main workshop. This is our engine building, small repairs area where everything's kept clean, and electrical work, our large engine rebuild area with the overhead lifting ability. Take you on through, we've got our full-size spray booth where we paint all of the components of the engines if we're doing a saltwater service. We also have the ability to put a full-size engine in here and do a full respray on the engines after we've done a rebuild. This is still part of our main workshop. This is the strip down area for if we're doing a large engine rebuild or smaller component repairs. This is our waste oil bench. We bring all the waste oil back here and it all gets disposed of into this bench. Then it is collected and pumped out by a EPA approved oil recycler, always trying to do our best by the environment. This here is also a grease trap in the floor, so we can actually pull components, large components apart. It goes through the grease trap, through the separator here. The oil runs off the top of the separator into our waste oil bench again. Over here we have our waste coolant. All of our coolant that we collect out of the engines, although a lot of it these days is, they say, biodegradable, we still make sure that we pour the coolant in this collection point. Again, it's come and collected and taken away for either recycling or the proper environmental disposal. This is for our waste filters after we've drained them in the bench. Come back here and they are put into these containers and taken away again by a third party. One of the other things, as I mentioned out the front before, is we hold a lot of stock. So we hold a lot of stock in oil. This means that when our guys have a job coming up, we're not waiting on suppliers or supplies. We just pull it off the shelf and we get the job done. With our oils, containers and plastic being a problem in the environment today, we try as much as we can to reuse. So we've got this bulk oil up the top here that gets delivered in a cube, gets stored in these, and we reuse these 20-litre drums to try and cut down on our waste and cut down on our plastic use. This is our engine build area. Main reason it's in the main workshop, it can be kept really clean. We've got 2 big benches. The facility to move these benches around, everything's mobile that's in the centre here, so we can actually wheel it across if we're trying to build pistons, liners and put it all together. Once we've built the engine, run the engine, test the engine, it's easy enough just to push it straight back inside to the spray booth and give it a coat of paint. I like the saying, it's not heavy, it's just awkward, but to be realistic, what we do is just heavy. So we spoil the boys and we bought this overhead crane, so it lifts up to 500 kilos. It's on a swinging boom here, so we can actually pull it right out, lift the components up, swing them around onto the bench or onto the engine. So it just makes it a 1-person job rather than 2-person job, and also saves the backs and the bodies of the mechanics on the job. Another fantastic thing about being down here at the workshop and having an engine like this we've just rebuilt gives us the opportunity to connect up some of the electrical systems that monitor and run these engines. Gives us the chance to show all the staff how to use the computer diagnostic systems without them actually being out there on the boat. Gives them a bit of training, a bit of insight into the system, so when they get out there in the field, they're better equipped and they have more knowledge to the product and to the systems that are at their hands. It's important for us to stock a lot of nuts, bolts, and just everything to get the job done in a timely manner. If you're constantly stopping and you're going around the corner to buy a bolt or buy a nut, it just slows the job up, makes it more expensive, more time consuming. So we try and stock as much as we possibly can so we can get everything done as efficiently as possible. While this is our consumable area and these are mostly generic nuts and bolts, it is very important, and we do really emphasise on using genuine parts always. And I'll take you through now and show you all our genuine stock. You're in another consumable parts room here. This is where we keep all our good quality Jubilee hose clamps, stainless fittings, ball valves, large clamps, super clamps for exhaust systems, right down to our plastic caps, which we cap off all the fuel systems or any oily components or anything. This protects them and the boat from any spillage whilst we're doing any repairs or maintenance. The other thing we stock a lot of is pumps, saltwater pumps, genuine Onan Cummins pumps, float switches, bilge pumps, everything here from the front of your boat to the back of your boat. We don't just focus on the engine room, we look after the whole boat. Through this door, I'll take you into where we store all of our genuine parts. You'd much rather be looking at it than looking for it. We always make sure we hold a great deal of stock so as we can get the job done as efficiently as possible without waiting on deliveries, especially when some of these parts these days do have to come from overseas. So we've got a large range of Volvo, Yanmar, MAN, Caterpillar, Cummins, even Detroit Diesel MTU parts, all on the shelf here, ready to go. This is the room for the fast-moving stock for the service day-to-day stuff. So you've got your impellers, your air filters, fuel filters, twin disc, Seakeeper parts are all stored in this room. We actually hold close to $500,000 worth of stock, meaning that a lot of the time we do have it on the shelf, ready to go into your boat to keep you running. A couple of years ago, we outgrew this main workshop here and decided to push across next door into factory number 2. So come on in, I'll give you a look around here. Still a work in progress, but we're pretty happy with the way it's going. As you can see, we've put in a couple of different work bays, which gives the guys the ability to work here very efficiently and cleanly and tidily and not mixing up parts, because often we've got lots and lots of jobs on the go with 21 staff. We've always got something happening, and bringing parts off a boat back here, it's important that we keep those parts together with that job. This is a project we've got going on at the moment, cosmetic reconditioning of these engines. We're doing all the coolers, the turbochargers. So once this engine had its work finished on it, we'll run it up, test it, wheel it into the paint booth and give it a nice coat of paint, so when it goes back into the boat, it presents the way it should. All right, well here we've got Shannon, who's one of the other directors and owners of the business. 2 years after we started, Shannon came on board with us and has been a part of the business now for 15 years. Give us a bit of a rundown what you're doing, Shannon.
Over on this bench, it's an older generation MAN, but we're doing turbo service, basically to replace gaskets, to repair some exhaust leaks and other bits and pieces. So as you can see, we've got the room in this workshop. Everything can be prepped, cleaned, so when we go back to the boat, it's basically grab the new gaskets, new seals, grab the part, install it on the engine. So it increases the productivity we've got on the customer's boat, and it's obviously a lot easier to clean the parts back in this workshop than what it is on the boat. So everything's in the final stages of being prepped. We've got the intercoolers, which are also ready to go back very shortly. But part of this job is we've had to replace the intermediate housings. They've suffered corrosion over time. We're a firm believer in using genuine parts, so we've got 4 new MAN intermediate pieces ready to go back together. Once the parts are all clean, these will be assembled, taken back to the boat, then the customer will be back out in the water in no time. So once these parts are serviced and ready to go back on the boat, we can take them back next door to our second factory into the spray booth, 2-pack paint them. If we've got other components which aren't quite clean yet, we're able to add the addition of our little clean room here. Basically the boys can come in and make a mess and everything stays contained in the room. It holds a hot wash, runs off compressed air, it's like a turbo wash. Simple as that. We put the dirty parts in here, place it on the bed, then you pull it back down. You can see these gloves, so we actually avoid skin contact with the parts while we're cleaning it. Right next to it's for the more heavy duty cleaning. This is a Kero tub. We need the Kero bath obviously to get rid of a lot of the carbon build-up we get in the exhaust side of the engines. These housings can either be sandblasted or put into a chemical wash. So that's the process we go to after here to continue cleaning. It keeps it separated from all the other processes that are going on. So when guys are assembling the heat exchanger units, they can go into the clean room and it doesn't affect the building of the new components. So just outside our little clean room where the Kero is, so got a little press. We generally don't need to press too much off, but this is quite handy to have in any workshop. The sandblaster's another important part of the cleaning process, just to help get the paint off jobs or get parts back to the condition we need before we put them back together. Mainly components could be salt water pipes, could be water pump housings, anything like that. Really, this is the process you want to do before you paint. So if we can get the parts cleaned back to as best they can, we can inspect them for cracks or something that may affect the build.
This is our hot wash and bundled off sort of wash down area. All the water here goes down through this drain into a pit, and it gets pumped through these pipes over here, through the wall, through a grease trap separator, so it keeps us in line with all of the EPA and environmental standards.
No matter what the job is that comes in, we can adjust the workshop to suit. All these benches are actually easily movable using the forklift. They're not permanently placed, so we can gain all this room under here, but all this floor area too. So if we get big jobs coming, could be 2, 3 big V12 rebuilds. We can accommodate it, there's plenty of space.